Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Another big day in the life of the United States of America and its leader, the cadaver-in-chief, Joe Robinette Biden. And I know we've been spending, a considerable amount of time on Joe Biden, but this right now is the story. This is what everybody's talking about. This is a critical juncture in the history of our nation. I mean, we're going to look back at this time and either say, hey, thank goodness we finally jettisoned that guy from the Oval Office, or we're going to say, look what we did. Look at the mistake we made. Man, it cost us dearly.
I think we're already saying that.
Oh, man. But seriously, this is the crossroad here. We got to figure out which way we're going with this guy, and we need to help our neighbors understand, because obviously many of them haven't understood the decline in Joe Biden. First of all, he was dangerous to begin with. Set aside his cognitive problems. His policies are radical, extreme left wing. And then on top of it, you got a guy who's disintegrating right before our eyes. And yet, he's staying. I'm going to go into, the thing I've said to anyway. Look, I've said too much.
What a time. What a time to be alive.
Isn't it? So yesterday, he wrote this open letter to his fellow Democrats.
He wrote it.
Yeah. Someone wrote this open letter to Biden's fellow Democrats. And here's some of it. Fellow Democrats. Now that you've returned from the July 4th recess, I want you to know that despite all the speculation in the press and elsewhere, I am firmly committed to staying in this race, to running this race to the end and beating Donald Trump. Good luck.
It's always about, everybody is saying it's about beating Donald Trump. They never say for the good of the country or for America's future. It's always
beating Donald Trump.
People are so deranged.
Yep.
We know what the D stands for. It's not Democrat, it's deranged.
We had a Democratic nomination process, and the voters have spoken clearly and decisively. I received over 14 million votes, 87% of the votes cast across the entire nominating process, which, by the way, isn't very good for a sitting president.
Yeah. He, also in that letter, he talks about how, look, those who ran against me dropped out, and one guy's an independent now. Yeah, it's because you kept him off the ballot, jerk.
Yeah, right. Won't even provide him with Secret Service detail. Do we now just say this process didn't matter? That the voters don't have a say? My fellow Democrats, we have the record, the vision, and the fundamental commitment to America's freedoms and our democracy to win.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we don't have a democracy. There is no democracy. The question of how to move forward has been well aired for over a week now, and it's time for it to end. Okay, just because you said so, it's over now. Really good point. We have one job, and that is to beat Donald Trump. Okay, there it is again.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, to them, that is their job.
I mean, yes.
That is their life.
Author Stephen King tweeted yesterday, the same thing. The guy he actually said it's time for Joe to step aside.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who was it, though, that said that Joe's the best one to stop Donald Trump? I'm telling you, man, that's their mantra. Stop Donald Trump. I mean,
I know.
You got to be for something, not against something.
So then he called into MSNBC yesterday morning. The same way, Donald Trump used to call into Fox News all the time.
Thank you. So he's got the fake tan, and he's calling in to morning TV shows. Wonder where he's getting these ideas.
And the fake tan looks great, by the way. On him. On Donald Trump, it's so ridiculous we have to mock it. But on Joe Biden, no, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. So here he is reading from a script, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Democrat, Joe, let me say it this way. The reason I've been out on the road so much, all over the country.
Pause it.
And
By the way, that's another one of his isms. Let me just say it this way, because he can't formulate what it is he's trying to say. So then he tries to show you that he's been considering a whole bunch of different directions to go, and this is okay. Now I'm gonna focus my direction this way.
Yeah, and I think in the case of this interview, I think you're right. I think he's on the phone. I think he's got a script in front of him. You know what? I know you asked me a question that should get this kind of response, but let me say it this way.
Right.
And he's looking at
because I'm incapable of really responding to what you just asked me. Anyway, here it is.
Democrat, Joe, let me say it this way. The reason I've been out on the road so much, all over the country, and while Trump is riding around in his golf cart, filling out his golf cart before he hits the ball.
Pause it again. I mean, he can't even get it's written for him.
Yep.
He still can't get it right. Golf cart, golf cart, cart guard, cart. He doesn't even know what it is he's trying to say. Have you pre-read this? Supposedly you wrote it. You know he didn't.
Well, no, supposedly he's just off the cuff.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Oh, Joe and Mika,
that's true.
Let's have a chat.
But he can't even pull that off.
No.
Can't pull it off. All right, go ahead.
This golf cart before he even hits the ball. But anyway,
boy, you got him there.
Woo!
What a burn. He fills out his golf cart before he hits the ball.
He's just incapable. He just can't. It can't happen. As he's trying to be insulting, he can't even get that right.
He sucks.
So he says the voters still want him.
Oh.
I wanted to make sure I was right, that the average voter out there still wanted Joe Biden.
No,
and
they don't.
I'm confident they do.
I can't.
Where are you getting that? There's not a poll that shows that. They're showing complete dissatisfaction with him. He's disapproved of by the vast majority of voters. Even Democrats want him to go. Where are you getting this? Why is it that you think they want you to stay? Is it Jill? Is that the voter you're talking about? Because, wow, she's about the only one now. Well, maybe Hunter, too, because he wants to be pardoned. Wow. But he's not going anywhere.
The bottom line here is that we're not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere. I wouldn't be running if I didn't absolutely believe that I am the best candidate to beat Donald Trump in 2024. We had a Democratic nominating process where the voters spoke clearly. I won 14 million of those votes, etc. So I just want, I not only believe that from the beginning, but I wanted to reassert it and demonstrate that it's true. And I'm going to be doing that all through this week and from here on.
You're not even reassuring it as you're saying you're trying to reassure it. You're not. You can't prove the point. Period. Yeah, you've proven the opposite. You've proven that you can't do this, that you can't handle it. And the process, this was before millions of Americans understood how severe this problem was. Only now do they understand that he's compromised. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of Democrats, because it's been hidden from them. And they don't pay attention to anything but what goes on in their little orbit. MSNBC, CNN, that's all they know. And so they're protected from all this. They're shielded from it. And then it was so shocking then to see the decline. It's like they saw him in 2020 and then last week. And so now they're surprised.
Yeah, and shame on every American that didn't see this for the last 4 years. Shame on you. Come on. You just open your eyes.
Yeah, it wasn't hard. I mean, it's right there in plain sight. But it's always explained away, or they're not paying attention. So I guess Mika wanted some assurances from Joe.
Ooh.
How can you assure the American people that you won't have another night like the one you did in Atlanta?
Look at my career. I've not had many of those nights. It was a terrible night, and I really regret it happened. But the fact of the matter is, how can you assure you're going to be on faith that can intervene on your way to go to work tomorrow?
What?
That is awesome.
How can we assure that we can get
How can you be assured that fate won't intervene tomorrow? I think I had to listen to that about 12 times.
That's what he said? How can we be sure fate won't intervene tomorrow?
What a stupid response.
Wow.
It happened. But the fact of the matter is, how can you assure you're going to be on fate that can intervene on your way to go to, work tomorrow?
Wow, I would not know that's what he said.
Sucks so much. No, that's where you have to scroll down the comments.
Yeah.
And as you're listening to it, it's like, does he say fate? What is this? And then somebody else references, you're like, okay, I thought that's what I heard. But he sucks so bad. Jeez. So there's your assurance, Mika. Do you feel reassured? How do you know that fate's not going to intervene on your way to work tomorrow? Vote Joe. The hell? This guy.
Then she asked if he's had a brain test.
Have you been tested for any age-related illnesses,
Every day.
Pre-Parkinson's, or anything like that that might explain
He runs the world.
sort of having a night like that where you couldn't finish sentences?
Look, I had before. I was feeling so badly before the debate. When I came back, they tested me for. I thought maybe I had COVID, maybe there was something wrong. I had an infection or something. They tested me. They gave me those tests. I was clear. But look, I had a bad night. But the fact of the matter is, look at what I'm doing.
Yeah, but did you have a brain test?
If there was something that was wrong that night, it's not like it comes and that's one night and it goes away. That's why I've been out. I've been testing myself.
And that's why.
Everywhere I go.
Are you kidding me?
Going out and making the case. The night of that debate, I went out. I was out till 2 o'clock in the morning. That very night. It drives me nuts, people talking about this.
Okay. It drives him nuts that people care if their president has a clue or not. Yeah. Sorry, dude.
And he's been out ever since, proving how sharp he is. And every time he's gone on, it's the same story. He's terrible everywhere he goes. He can't finish sentences. He gets confused. He gets lost. He meanders. He mumbles. He jumbles. And then he acts like, hey, I've proven it every minute since. Well, you've proven the opposite of what you're trying to prove. That's for sure. And he won't address this. Why? If you are so healthy, just say, yes, I'll take a test right now. I'll do it today. I'll carve out some time in my busy schedule from campaigning, and I will take a 30-minute test, and you can test my cognitive abilities. And yes, I'll be happy to release that to the American people just to reassure them. If you're so confident nothing's wrong with you, do that. Why can't you do that? Well, it's because he knows. I mean, he's incapable. Then he gets angry for no reason. First, we got the plan, though. What's the Biden plan?
The Biden plan, which got in Israel for the Gaza Strip, is something that was adopted by the UN Security Council. Whether it comes to fruition, it's awful close. We'll see. G7's okay. But look, I'm not going to explain about what I should or shouldn't do. I am running. And if you want to stop me,
I don't think even Mika and Joe are convinced here.
No, they were not.
I think they got some real concerns here.
They're like, okay, Grandpa. All right, that answer is going nowhere.
Yeah.
Mr. Meander. Boy, this is...
Then the anger comes out because, he's a crotchety old man, and this is what happens to crotchety old men.
The American public is not going to move away from me as an average voter. And again, I'm here for two reasons, pal. One, to rebuild the economy for hardworking middle-class people, give everybody a shot. Just a straight shot. Everybody gets a fair chance. Relax. Number one. Number two, remember all this talk about how I don't have the black support? Come on, give me a break. Come with me. Watch.
Yeah, we have watched. That's why all the questions.
By the elites. No, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites in the party who they know so much more. But if any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce the president. Challenge me at the convention.
I think that's going to happen.
Oof. I hope it does.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Wow.
It's a mess.
It is.
I love seeing the left scramble like this.
This has been a sheer delight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just bask in it right now because this is delicious.
And I thought for the last year they were going to replace him, but don't confuse that with me. I don't want them to replace him. This is your best bet to have Trump win, is to leave him in there. You don't want someone fresh. I don't care who it is in there for Americans to look at. You want to leave this guy against Trump. This is going to get really interesting at the convention. And I think that if they do make a switch, I think it has to be, I was reading something, it has to be Harris, right? Because the money that was donated to the Biden-Harris campaign would have to stay with her, if I understand campaign finance rules.
They could donate it to the Democrat Party.
Right.
But that's it. They can't give it all to a PAC. They can't give it all certainly to the candidate. There's like a, I don't know, $2,500 or $3,500 minimum.
Right. And you could
really
possibly
tiny.
refund everyone and hope they give to the new candidate.
You could.
I love seeing them waste their time on this stuff because that's less time that they have to go after Trump.
The problem is, though, when you donate it to the Democrat Party, you are not going to get the discounts that the candidates get. Because candidates get a discount on the advertising. They have to.
Rates, yes.
It's a law that you have to discount the rate for candidates. So the Democrat Party just spends, and they're going to spend the maximum amount. And they don't want to.
That's so good. That's what's holding this up.
Yep.
It's
part of what's holding it up.
Right.
Yeah.
That and Jill.
And yeah, the Bidens are the major obstacle right now because I think the rest of the party most of them would be happy to move on, even if it costs them money, even if they have to put it all with the Democrat Party and they don't get the discounts and whatever. They'll work all that out. But getting rid of Biden is going to be a real problem because he and Jill are too entrenched.
Right.
If they love where they are.
If they're the ones standing in the way, and by everything we're seeing, it appears that is the sticking point, is Joe and Jill. The president better be careful because his party is ruthless and they are evil.
Yeah, but so is he. So they make a really good... That's why
they're a good pair.
Good pair. They really do. So, then, let's see. What else do we have?
Yeah, he fumbled with the script. You can hear the paper over the phone.
I've already heard it several times.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
It's so good.
Yeah. We know by now. He just can't do this.
Oh, really?
So he's got it all written out.
Oh.
And no matter what they ask him, that's why you hear the response you hear.
Sucks.
Anyway, check this out.
And the folks out there in the local, race.
He's got to flip the page. The people
post out there in the local, what's that word? Let me get closer. Race.
We find out later in the KJ.
I'm just ad-libbing all this.
You're ad-lib. What is is it going through a tunnel? What's happening then? The signal is really
exactly. You guessed it.
If I had to describe your signal, it's crinkly.
Going through a crinkle tunnel.
Crinkle tunnel.
Right now.
We find out later in the KJP press conference that she was in the room for this conversation. You could just see her leaning over his shoulder, pointing to what he's supposed to do. Man,
then he says he's not letting up.
Okay.
So that's good news.
Good.
That's good news.
I'm not letting up, Joe. I am not letting up a little bit. And by the way, France registered,
Look. Okay.
Talk about Europe.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, stop for a sec.
Happened?
This is incredible.
What just happened?
Same thing that always does. He can't do it. Even though it's written out for him, he still can't get it. His brain is so scrambled right now. I think he can't read.
He can't. Is he trying to make a point of the French elections?
Yeah. But he can't.
So is he?
He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Even though something is written out for him. I would love to be in their car so I could see, or wherever he is in the Oval Office, from wherever he's calling. I'd love to see what exactly is going on, because there's panic in everybody's eyes that are trying to help him through this, and they're powerless because he can't do it.
I honestly, there's no way to know what's inside this guy's brain. But it's almost like, was he trying to make the point that, look, you saw that the right-wingers in France were going to do really great, and then the left came back, and that's what's going to happen here, Jack. Just wait till we rig the election. I don't know where his brain is going.
Probably that. It's probably, yeah. They thought the polls were all saying the right was going to win in France, and they didn't. Let's play that again from the top.
I am not letting up a little bit. And by the way, you know, France registered. Look. You talk about Europe.
What? Talk about Europe. Got to talk about Europe now. Joe says, got to talk about Europe.
And by the way, you know, France.
Yeah.
Look. Anyway.
Talk
the
about
president is the best communicator that we have in the White House.
Sure.
He's good.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's good.
And then, of course, you got to do one of the standard lies. And this is where he, yet again, and he was completely shut down in the debate, and he's still sticking to it. Even though Trump finally pointed out, look, 19 people who were there all said, I didn't say that. You're listening to one person who hates me that I fired. He's lying. He made it up. And yet, completely unmoved by that, he sticks with the suckers and losers lie.
You know, I'm reading from the list of lies. First of all, he was made up quote, suckers and losers. I was with it. He called the Americans in the cemeteries from World War I suckers and losers.
No, he didn't. He told you that's made up.
You got to let that go, man.
Wow. He can't let any of those lies go. He loves them, and he'll continue to repeat them the entire time. I can't wait until January 20th, 2025, because that guy certainly can't be in office at that point, right?
You know what I'm looking forward to August 22nd, the night the Democrats nominate.
The convention's going to be fascinating. It really is.
In Chicago.
And can you imagine the audience for the next debate, should it actually happen? The one in September, I think September 10th or whatever. If he does go to that and agrees to stick with it, oh my gosh, everybody's going to be watching that thing to watch him melt down again.
Don't worry, boys. 195 days.
Oh, we're under 200
hours,
finally.
37 minutes.
Wow, okay.
Nice of you to plug your computer back in.
Yeah.
I just update it.
Okay.
All right. According to the University of Utah's Drug Information Service, wow, total active drug shortages hit an all-time high of 323. 323 drug shortages this first quarter. 48 new shortages recorded this year just through the month of March. There's no doubt about it. We're facing some pretty serious shortage problems right now. Drugs you really desperately need. But there is something you can do to ensure that you and your loved ones have medication on hand when it's really, really needed. It's a solution that thousands of people have already discovered. It's called the Jace case, and it will allow you to start stocking up on your medication right now so that you're prepared for any eventuality. The Jace case is a personalized emergency kit that contains essential antibiotics and medications that treat the most common and deadly bacterial infections. It provides 5 life-saving antibiotics for emergency use. Just fill out a really simple form online, and you'll have what you need just in case. A doctor reviews it, make sure you just make sure that you're not allergic to any of these things they're prescribing, and then you've got them on hand. There's add-ons, too. You can get EpiPens, ivermectin, things like that. Jace Medical encourages you to take your family's health into your own hands. Go to jace.com. It's not Jace Medical anymore. You don't have to worry about that. Jace.com. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout for a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at Jace, J-A-S-E, jace.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yep, it surely is. So we got through the Biden interview on MSNBC with Joe and his main squeeze, Mika, in their morning cup of Postum. So that was great. He got through that, sort of. I mean, it was still embarrassingly bad. As he's saying that
I'm out here proving everybody.
Proving what now?
Look.
What are you proving?
Look, it's just that I'm thinking that. Anyway, I've said too much. Said too much. Yeah. I've said too much.
Okay.
What did you want me to say? I'll say whatever you.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't tell us about France or Europe or
France,
something like that.
What happened in?
Look.
Europe.
He's good. He's so good.
He is good. He is great. And it's interesting that you brought up the fact. I bet it was the polls. I'll bet that's what he was trying to say. I bet that's where he was going, and he couldn't get there somehow.
Couldn't get there, yeah.
It looked like the right was way ahead according to polls, and it was the left who won, and won fairly big.
I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, I wonder.
I honestly don't know. I'm not leading to anything. I just wonder how that happened.
We should look into how many leaders in the Democrat Party did the European leaders meet with?
It's kind of fun. There on our bingo card, the Pat Gray bingo card, it says Keith suggests a new bingo square. I've got an idea for a new bingo square. How about a clip where Joe Biden is coherent?
Oh, wow.
Because it would be a rare thing.
It sure would.
But, it would be an accomplishment.
That would be one of the squares during the week.
Out. You would know. You'd be like, oh, my gosh, this clip, he's making sense.
Yeah.
Banning books about black experiences here.
Banning books about black experience.
Secretary.
That's my favorite. Actually, that's my favorite Joe Biden clip of all time. Is it?
Security Secretary. I'm not sure I'm going to do so. Security Secretary.
After I signed the PAC Act into.
Okay, well, that's a good one, too. It's so hard to choose.
It is.
So hard to choose.
Well, there's so many great things where he has made his sharpness so clear, where he has shown us that the guy, it was just a one-off night. That's all. It was
Didn't he have a
one
cold?
night.
He had a cold.
He had a cold.
Is the thing.
And jet lag. Plus, he was dehydrated.
And lots of old.
Yes.
Lots of old mixed in.
Not to mention the sun was in his eyes.
So wait, hold on.
Yeah, there was a really stiff breeze that blew.
No, they were indoors.
And so a lot of papers were flying around and stuff. They weren't supposed to have any papers, but the ones that weren't there were flying around because of the wind.
And he got distracted. Trump kept talking.
Yeah, that's right. That's another thing.
No, but the microphones are off. Mics are off.
Yeah, but he could still hear him because he was so loud. Barely. People barely heard his answers because
did we
Trump.
Because Trump. Yeah. Did we ever figure out why Biden is on this side of the stage, the moderators are here, why he's looking over here? Did we ever figure out why he was looking off to the left?
Someone was holding keys.
Or kids.
And jiggling them. Hey, stay focused.
Or a string.
A string.
Bouncing
my
a
gosh.
string. Yeah.
You missed out.
Cat.
You missed out by not being on social media with some of the clips of people, holding little squeeze toys while he's going. And his mouth is agape like
funny.
It's so good stuff, man.
That's good.
Yep.
That's good.
But of course, we can't play those because
of course not.
We wouldn't do that.
We'd be sued into oblivion. So we got that going for us.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get into some of what KJP had to face yesterday. She's terrific.
Hates her job more than ever.
She should.
Yeah.
Because it's an impossible job, even for somebody who's good. And she's so far from that, you can't even see good from where she is.
It's been a devastation.
You can't even see the solar system in which good exists from where she is. So bad.
I don't have any intelligence.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right. 888-900-3393. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. P-Stars71 tweets, Jackie's glasses should be a bingo square.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
Goodest Giblets tweets, in just a few weeks, the media has gone from Joe is sharp as a tack to Joe must step down. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, really? It's amazing. Rowdy Introvert, Joe Biden has a bad night every night of the week.
Amen.
Bad Engineer, when every question you get is about your mental acuity, your presidency is over. That should be true. And it really is in reality true, but in practice, probably not. Hee-haw the Viking, the Democrats now have to figure out how they're going to make fate intervene.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what the deep state does.
They make fate intervene. So yesterday afternoon, KJP had to face the press at the White House. I'm surprised they didn't just cancel the presser again because they knew this firestorm was happening, and she's not up to it. She can't do it. She was asked if Biden had a script for MSNBC. I'm guessing she's going to totally fess up to it, right? Yeah, let me make that clear. Yes, he did. That's my guess. Let's see.
Call today to MSNBC.
Yeah, sure.
Was the president reading off of a script?
So I was in the room when the president called into Morning Joe. The president spoke from his heart.
Oh,
the president was very clear. There was no script at all.
Oh, I'm surprised.
And he was
she said no.
very
Pause it
detailed.
for a
You
second.
heard him say...
Wow.
I thought it was going to be a minute of just...
yeah, that they would just admit, yeah, he had a script, and he couldn't even get it then.
She was ready for that question.
She sure was.
She was like...
He spoke from the heart. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was all on the page, but it came from his heart to the page.
Well, hold on
from somebody else.
I know how these people's brains work. He didn't have a script, Pat. He had talking points in front of him. You didn't ask me if he had talking points in front of him.
Yeah, I don't know if they even care about distinctions like that or trying to parse words, or they just flat out lie to our face every single minute of every day. All right, let's see the rest of this.
During the call today to MSNBC, was the president reading off of a script?
So I was in the room when the president called into Morning Joe. The president spoke from his heart.
Yeah, sure.
The president was very clear. There was no script
He was very
at
clear.
all.
There was no.
And he was very detailed. You heard him say actually during the call that he was reading some quotes. He said it. He shared that information.
Oh,
he was reading some quotes from the debate. So he shared that with you. What you heard was a passionate interview. It was about 18 minutes.
Man.
He talked about and laid out his vision for this country. He talked about how he wants to make sure we move forward. I want to be really careful because he also talked about the campaign, which I can't do.
Okay, she's got to be careful with that.
I think it was incredibly powerful.
Oh, me too. Me too. Man, she said a mouthful there, didn't she? Wow, it was passionate. It was powerful. It was beautiful. It was moving. So passionate. She continued to feel the heat, though, from the press in the room.
We provide to all of you.
That's a very basic, direct question.
Wait. Hold on. Wait a second.
Eight times, or at least once, in regards to the president specifically.
So pause this. This is about the Parkinson specialist visiting the White House.
Been to the White House 10 times.
Yeah, that's the report.
Times he's been to the... Now, he's a Parkinson specialist who specifically deals in jet lag.
Wait, hold on, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went to med school to study how to become a specialist in Parkinson's and jet lag.
So I knew he was one of the premier Parkinson specialists in the nation. You're telling me he's also a premier jet lag specialist?
Big time. The biggest, the premierest of all jet lag specialists.
The goodest, if you will.
The goodest. Yes.
And dehydration.
Dehydration. Yes.
So
that was his focus. Right.
They went and found this micro niche doctor to help Joe for his specific ailments.
It's a wild coincidence that he deals in Parkinson's disease as well. What they were concerned with bringing him in for was the jet lag and the dehydration problems that the president is experiencing.
But under
Obamacare, apparently he's really good at dealing with people who've had a lifelong stuttering problem.
Wow. Yeah, but hold on. If you bring that up, under Obamacare, they have to charge you extra. You can't go in there and just pepper the doctor with multiple things that you're going through. It's one at a time.
That's right.
So maybe that's why he had to keep coming back.
That's why he had to keep coming back.
So he would leave, and then he'd come right back in and sign the visitor log. Yeah. Now I'm here for the jet lag. And then he'd come back in. Now I'm here for the stuttering. Okay.
My understanding was stuttering came first, because that's his lifelong problem. We knew about that. Sure. Then he came in for the jet lag.
Yeah.
And on the third visit, it was the dehydration problem. Mm-hmm. And then number 4, I believe, was common cold symptoms.
Okay, when does he get counseling for touching kids? When is that visit?
That
sounds like an intervention.
That's a 12th of never.
Right.
Yeah, because they're not worried about that.
I see.
Yeah. All right, let's see this.
We provide to all of you.
It's a very basic, direct question.
Wait. Hold on. Wait a second.
Eight times, or at least once, in regards to the president specifically.
Hold on a second.
Not what you should be able to answer by this point.
Wait, no. No, wait a minute. Ed, please.
Tell me to calm down.
A little respect here, please.
None deserved.
So every year, around the president's physical examination, he sees a neurologist. That's 3 times, right? 3 times. So I am telling you that he has seen a neurologist 3 times while he has been in this presidency. That's what I'm saying. I am telling you that he has seen them 3 times. That is what I'm saying. He saw him.
So he wasn't examined, but he did see him. He was walking by.
Hold on. When you get a physical, do you go to a neurologist or a family doctor? What's happening here? I mean, that seems like a level up.
Both.
Do you?
Yeah. It's similar in scope to the Parkinson's disease guy.
I think it's the same
neurologist.
Maybe it's who the hell knows.
It might be the same guy.
I think it is the same
it's
guy.
The same guy. Yeah.
Either that, or he's seen him 3 times. The guy passed by 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and Joe waved to him out the window.
I see. Okay.
I don't know.
So she's admitting.
Sure.
She's admitting that he has seen the specialist.
Well, yeah.
That's a
3
big
times, though. Just make sure.
Just
3
3
times.
What she's trying to say, though, is that, he's been checked by a neurologist. Yeah, he's done these tests. She's not saying that he passed any test, but he's been seen by a neurologist. Has he, though? Really? If that were the case, he would have said it.
I've seen a neurologist 3 times during my presidency.
If you took 3 tests and you've passed them, you'd be talking about that right now. That's not the case.
So
it is not the case.
Right. So he hasn't been interviewed or asked about that since it's been admitted by the White House that the guy was at the White House.
Be interesting to hear.
Now call into Morning Joe today.
Yeah, right. Right. Of course, Morning Joe won't ask him about it.
I don't know.
All right, let's see the rest of this.
Question.
My God.
No, it is. It is. You're
Dr.
asking
Kevin
me.
Kennard, come to the White House.
But I also said to you, Ed, for security reasons, we cannot share names. We cannot share names. We have to.
Others he would have met with. You can share names in regards to if someone came here in regards to the president.
We cannot share names of specialists broadly.
What?
From a dermatologist to a neurologist. Oh. We cannot share names. There are security reasons. We have to protect. I understand that. I hear you.
Right there for anyone to see.
Ed, I hear you. I cannot from here confirm any of that because we have to keep their privacy. I think they would appreciate that too. We have to give them.
The doctor.
We have to keep their privacy.
Yeah, right.
I
Pause it for a second. No neurologist on earth wants you to know that he's treating the President of the United States. No, I want you to keep that really quiet. I don't want anybody to know that I'm the President of the United States' neurologist.
It looks bad in a
Yeah, it looks bad on a resume. You don't want that known around town.
No.
It's like you're treating the town drunk.
Exactly. It's an embarrassment.
What asinine garbage they expect us to swallow and say, thank you, that was delicious. God, I can't take it. Oh, God. Oh.
But again, it's fun to watch her squirm.
It is.
The entire time.
Yeah, I want to thank the Founding Fathers for setting up this government the way they have so that we can
enjoy
people's feet to the fire. Of course, then we do nothing about it. Anyway,
that's right.
How much time is left on this, Joe? This clip? 2 minutes left.
Oh, wow.
Clip. Yeah, this was intense yesterday.
All right.
And you're going to allow this to fester longer, Karina, unless the White House answers the question.
Hold on a second. There's no reason to go back and forth and be in this aggressive way.
Miffed around here about how information's been shared with the press corps about him.
What are you missed about? What are you missed about?
Everything he just asked
Pause it again. This is great because they've become so frustrated with the garbage that spills out of her face every day that they just can't take it finally. I mean, they're becoming like us. We're so frustrated with this stuff and listening to the ridiculous lying through their communist teeth answers that they're about to explode. Mm-hmm. They're about to burst into flames.
And you said earlier, I can't believe that they didn't just cancel this. If they cancel the White House press gathering, the daily gaggle like this, that's when you're going to see hellfire rain down from the press on this presidency. You restrict their access.
Pretty soon, though, there's not going to be a choice for them because they're not going to tell the truth. They're not ever going to tell the truth. We've seen that a million times. But to their credit, at least they scheduled this thing yesterday when they knew this was coming. I guess they thought she could placate them in some way. Apparently, it didn't work out really well. She's good at putting
out fires. Like KJP.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if we can get through it.
Thing he just asked about.
And then every time I come back and I answer the question that you guys asked.
No. You have to come back and clean
I
up
never answered the question incorrectly. That is not true. I was asked about a medical exam. I was asked about a physical. That was in the line of question that I answered. And I said, he did not have a medical exam. And I still stand by that. Matter of fact, the president still stands by that. He had a verbal check-in. That is something that the president has a couple times a week.
Now in regards to Dr. Kevin Kennard.
And I am telling you right now that I am not sharing confirming names from here. It is a security reasons. I am not going to do that, Ed. It doesn't matter how hard you push me. It doesn't matter how angry you get with me. I'm not going to confirm a name. It doesn't matter if it's even in the log. I am not going to do that from here. That is not something I am going to do. What I can share with you is that the president has seen a neurologist.
Pause it. If she mentions the guy's name, if it's Dr. Kennard, does that mean people are going to try to kill him? Is that what the security issue is? Are you endangering his life by saying, he treated the president? This is BS. Come on. So stupid. I guess all the mega MAGA Republicans would show up at his house and set fire to it. Yeah, how dare you treat the president? I don't know. It's just nothing makes sense anymore. See if we can get through it all the way.
For his physical,
all the way to the end.
3 times. 3 times. And it is in the reporting that we share a comprehensive reporting. Matter of fact, it's more than what the last guy shared. And it is in line with what George W. Bush did. It's in line with what Obama did. And so it is comprehensive. It is out there. I just read a quote from it. But I am not going to divulge somebody's name or confirm someone. I'm not going to do that. That is as privacy for that person. I'm not going to do that. It doesn't matter how hard you push me. It doesn't matter
privacy.
How angry
Sometimes
you get
it's a security issue. Other times it's privacy.
It is inappropriate.
It's inappropriate.
It is not acceptable.
Right. It'll ruin his practice if he gets out. He's the president's
neurologist
doctor.
To the president.
Yeah, that just ruins your career. Yeah.
Tank it. Yeah. She almost cried yesterday in this next clip. Yeah,
she almost did.
Yeah, we almost
I will
saw
say
tears.
she did, but
you think so? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's see it.
I just want to take a step back for a second.
Take a step
because
back.
I do take offense.
Do you?
To what Ed alluded to.
Oh, shut
up. Which is what?
Come out here every day. There's a press briefing.
Oh, no, that's not true.
And we do our best to give you the information that we have.
Oh,
at the time. That's what we do.
That's what they do.
And we understand that freedom of the press. We respect the freedom of the press. You heard me talk about this last week. I appreciate the back and forth that we all have. It is. I try to respect you, and I hope you try to respect me. And we literally do everything that we can. My team does everything that we can to make sure we get the answers to you. That's what we do. And sometimes we disagree. Sometimes we are not in agreement. But you know what? That's democracy. That is what is important.
That's democracy. Except we're not one.
And so to say that I'm holding information or allude to anything else, is not unfair. It's really, really unfair. I think people who are watching and have been watching this briefing for this past week could say that we are doing our best in this briefing to provide the
I don't know anybody who would say that. I really don't.
I will admit, I will be the first one to admit, sometimes I get it wrong.
Yeah.
At least I admit
like
that.
Every day.
At least I admit
that. At least she admits it, Pat.
And sometimes I don't have the information.
Sometimes.
I will always admit that.
Oh my gosh.
I do take offense.
95% of the time she has nothing on that.
At the beginning of this briefing, it's not okay.
It's not okay to challenge me.
Where'd the music come from? Was that built in, or did you do? You did that.
I
nicely
just added
done.
it.
Nice. It was a nice touch.
She needed it. She was about to cry.
I know.
She was.
I know. That was really
sad.
sad.
She put her heart out there.
Tough job, guys.
So is this where she's asked if he will take a cognitive test?
Yeah.
I mean, she's already explained it with the neurologist. He's visited 3 times. He's seen him. He did. Yeah, we don't know that he visited.
She's not going to confirm.
No, right. Here's the cognitive test portion.
But there have been a number of people who have said, listen, why don't you have a cognitive test just to rule out that there are any issues?
Right.
With the president.
So easy.
Would you
so
counsel him
freaking
to
easy.
do that just to sort of put an end to these questions?
Andre, I hear you.
I hear you.
The neurologist
Do you?
has said
Really?
it is
You have
not
ears?
warranted. The president
Not
himself,
warranted.
he said it today.
It's not
he said
warranted.
it multiple times.
Are you? You
and the
gotta be
doctor has
kidding me.
said this. Everything that he
You're not
does
serious.
day in and day out as it relates to delivering for the American people is a cognitive test.
No!
And that is what the medical...
I can't take it. Stop. This is why people are concerned about it. This is not a cognitive test going through his day-to-day duties.
Well, you
Stop
tried running
saying
the world
that.
and
Yeah, I know.
Starting wars and whatnot.
Yeah, it's hard. That's a hard gig that you can only do when you really have cognitive skills.
I see.
Hey, that's a good talking point.
Which?
The one that he gets tested every day.
Every day. Yeah, well, that's been their thing for the last week or so. I do it every day. I take a test every day. Ugh. Do you? Shut up. Oh, my gosh. All right, so he's asked if he's been seen for Parkinson's.
Okay.
Just to be clear, yes or no, has his physician seen a reason to reevaluate him for Parkinson's since the February physical?
No, the comprehensive report that you all have stands. There is the president obviously will have another physical, and we'll wait for that physical.
Okay. What about jet lag? Has he been tested for jet lag?
Oh, yeah, I think that was one of those visits by the doctor.
Yeah,
I think
it
circled
was.
around the South Lawn.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dehydration. Is he getting enough water in his diet? Or Gatorade, with the electrolytes and things. Has a stuttering expert seen him recently, to deal with the lifelong stuttering problem that he's tried to overcome and just can't.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Couple of tweets for you. Cosmo Kramer. The most amazing thing to me is that half of the country is not necessarily stupid, but just committed to a party regardless of what that party has done to everyone, including them. Shall I say what is on my mind?
Yes, because I think we're thinking the same thing.
That it applies to both parties?
Thank you. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm sorry, I'm a little disheartened and disturbed by what the Republican Party is doing right now, especially on abortion. Everything Trump does is not perfect. Donald Trump, while he is the guy who needs to be president coming up next year on January 20th, and I support his candidacy, I want him to beat Biden, but he's not perfect, and he is not right on this issue. So,
yeah,
the Republicans have just caved in and have adopted his stance on abortion.
Yeah, we'll go over the platform later where that is a glaring
it's a problem.
Piece.
I mean, Donald Trump himself has said he's not a conservative, and sometimes he proves that. He's got some conservative values, but he's not right on everything.
I mean, he is now. He's the Republican Party. Period.
He is the
He's not just the face of the Republican Party.
Especially since Laura is now the head of the GOP.
Right.
I mean, of course, everything Trump says and believes is now the Republican Party.
Yeah, and yesterday
they're one and the same.
On Overtime, we were talking about the three finalists for vice president were Doug Burgum, J.D. Vance, and Marco Rubio. Well, J.D. Vance, I didn't realize this yesterday during Overtime, Chris, but over the weekend, he endorsed RU486. I'm like, what?
Oh, my.
On the Sunday shows.
Are you kidding me?
The abortion pill. He was just like, look, we got to...
Because Trump has.
That's exactly the point that he made.
Has.
That's the point he made. He's like, look, we got to have access to these pills.
No. To me, RU486 is evil.
There it is. I mean,
and
that used to be, that was a rubber stamp
that was pretty,
Republican policy.
You bet. Standard.
Very recently.
Yeah. Holy cow. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that swings both ways. Jeffy's illegal wife tweets,
it's not illegal if you don't get caught, amen?
I can't with President Braindead. It's funny, but really scary that he's so demented and will not step aside and do the right thing for our country. The left hates America. Full stop.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. Pat's 34, Falcons 28.
Okay.
Makes the list again. just to remind Keith. Coming soon, AI Biden. They take the handful of coherent speeches he gave during his 50 years in government, feed it into an AI program, and have the computer call in to talk shows.
Who would
make him sound competent? Yes.
Yes, I could see that 100%. What a great tweet.
It really is.
I mean, terrible handle, but great tweet.
That is a great tweet. Could absolutely happen. Absolutely. They could do that right now.
They could do that right now, man.
Jenna Cook, you didn't hear a script being shuffled. He had a cold. That was Kleenex you heard in the background. Okay, there you go. Good explanation. All right. From Anthony Osh, why does this sitting president keep saying he's going to rebuild the economy? Yeah, it took Reagan 2 years to rebuild in the 80s, and took Trump about a year and a half to rebuild the economy. Perhaps his policies just suck. Oh, man. Perhaps. Huh. Although this KJP clip suggests otherwise.
Oh, we got another.
We have now created a total of 15.7 million jobs over the last 3.5 years.
Oh, my gosh. That is such a bald-faced lie. God, 15.7 million. We've lost 1.5 million just in the last year. You know, the jobs they're talking about, they're almost all part-time. Almost all part-time jobs where people are making, $10 to $15 to $20 an hour. That doesn't support families. Those are not family-supporting jobs. When you're getting minimum wage-ish jobs, I mean, minimum wage is what, $7.25 an hour? But, I mean, the new minimum wage, the unofficial one, is about $15 or $18 an hour. It's what we pay at the kitchen at Kexi.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's otherwise you can't get a worker. They won't come for less than that.
That's okay.
They won't work.
All right.
Yeah.
See you this afternoon. He's laughing. He's not taking me seriously. Bring an application. No, so that's another thing that KJP did yesterday. Pissed me off was in this press conference. She's like, "Hey, it was basically this. Did y'all see how the price of gas was under control around the 4th of July holiday? That's pretty cool, right? You know who you got to thank for that? This administration for dumping barrels of oil into the supply chain from the Strategic Oil Reserve. My gosh.
That's there to make the military run in the case of an emergency.
These people are insane. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're busy pissing off the rest of the world and making America look bad while angering our enemies, dumping our oil into a supply so that we can get to the barbecue a little bit cheaper. Oh, my gosh. I can't with
It's incredible.
People.
Yeah, it's incredible. All right, let me take just a minute and tell you, though, about Raycon. You might have heard me talk about Raycon's everyday earbuds before and thought, wait, the same audio quality that I expect from the big guys, but at half the price? Sounds pretty good. But, I don't know if I want to pull the trigger on that. Yeah, do! Please do it. If you haven't done this yet, but you're in the market for some great earphones, please check out Raycon. Now's the time because they just launched their upgraded model of the best-selling everyday earbuds. They have a 2-hour battery life and a new quick charge function, which is fantastic. It takes 10 minutes of charging, and that yields 90 minutes of battery. So they've got an ergonomic design to comfortably fit, the widest range of ears, optimized gel tips for a cozy custom fit. So they stay in your ears because you got a whole bunch of different gel tips to choose from, and you're going to find one that fits your ear and it stays in place because there's nothing worse than when it keeps falling out all the time. I hate that. I mean, I'd rather not wear them than wear them for 30 seconds and then they drop out of your ears. Seriously, if you've been wanting to check out Raycons, there's truly been no better time. Their upgraded model will blow you away. You're going to ask yourself why you didn't get them sooner. So Raycon, they offer a 30-day happiness guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Go to buyraycon.com/unleashed today. You'll get 15% off your Raycon order, and that's already at the incredibly low price to begin with. Plus, they're going to throw in free shipping. Yep, you get 15% off and free shipping at buyraycon.com/unleashed. That's BUY, buyraycon.com/unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is kind of scary. The world is going to end, and humanity's inevitable downfall and extinction is set to start in 2025. So you got a little
Sign me up. What date? Do we have a date?
Just sometime in 2025, according to the blind Bulgarian mystic and soothsayer Baba Vanga.
Excuse me, wait, say that again. I don't think you can say it the same way twice.
The blind Bulgarian mystic and soothsayer Baba Vanga. I think I did say it the same way.
That's good stuff, right? Good stuff.
Baba Vanga, also known as Vangelia Pandeva Gushtarova, was a woman renowned for her alleged powers of precognition. Though her eyes were blind, she somehow was alleged to be able to peer into the future and make bold and dramatic predictions, earning her the nickname Nostradamus of the Balkans.
It's not the catchiest. It's not. But, we can work with it.
No alliteration, but okay. Nostradamus of the Balkans. Balkans.
So wait, shouldn't it be the blind Bulgarian of the Balkans?
That would be better.
Triple B.
Yeah.
Triple B.
Yeah, I like that better. But that's not what they went with.
Okay.
Though she died in 1996.
Wait, hold on now. Now I'm confused.
What?
Now you're throwing curveballs at us in real time.
What?
And her predictions were never fully written down.
What is going on?
And many dispute the predictions accredited to her. Her name has been attached to many claims, from the death of Princess Diana and the Chernobyl disaster of 9/11 and the election of Barack Obama as U.S. president. Wow. One alleged Baba Vanga prediction making the rounds on the internet lately is maybe the most dramatic. The literal end of the world and all humanity.
Yeah?
Whatever.
We're on pace.
Isn't it time?
We're on pace.
We are. This one might be the one she gets right.
No kidding.
According to multiple outlets, such as the Daily Star and others, humanity's end will come... Wait, what? Humanity's end will come in 5079?
Wait, that's not... No, you sold me a bill of goods.
Yeah.
What is happening here?
However, it will merely be the culmination of events that start next year.
Not cool. No. Not cool.
You can say that about anything.
Not cool. I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not up for 3,000 years of tribulation.
of just downward trending for humanity.
If that's the case, that's been happening long about.
November from the beginning
of 1963. Oh yeah. There you go. Let's go to the garden, right?
Yep. Here's the timeline to the end of humanity. 2025, the inciting incident that kicks off the ultimate end of humanity will be an unspecified conflict in Europe. What a stunner that. What a prediction.
Oh, Joe was trying to warn us about that in his conversation with Joe and Mika earlier. It's like, France, let's talk about Europe.
Europe.
Never mind.
No, anyway, look.
But that will devastate the continent's population. That's only happened about once every 50 years for the last 7,000. In 2028, humanity needs more energy. To do this, they'll manage to explore Venus to find new energy sources.
Really? We can't even get back to the moon.
I know. Come on.
Let's temper our expectations here. Come on.
I mean, there's not even a plan to go to Venus. So, plus you can't land on Venus, right? I don't think.
I mean, I haven't tried personally.
We could have I think you can have an unmanned. You can't explore the surface of Venus.
Okay.
It's just too.
Unexplorable?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's so toxic and hot and stuff.
Whatnot.
Yeah,
it's
not
extreme
hospitable.
and deadly conditions. It is unlikely to place a human to explore it.
Right.
Well, that's why we send, whatever Elon Musk
robot
is cooking up something, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Venus, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's trying to get to Mars. This may be one of the most unbelievable parts of this timeline. It says here, since Venus is essentially, an inhospitable hellscape with an atmosphere so acidic that nothing could survive, and no space probe has ever managed to survive more than a couple hours.
But yet we'll be there in
in 2028. Okay, sure. Right. Thanks, Baba Vanga. 2033, climate change is very dangerous, and that shouldn't be understated. However, Baba Vanga supposedly predicted that at this point the polar ice caps would melt. Man, everybody's predicting that. And sea levels would rise drastically worldwide. By 2076, if you've ever seen the old episode of The Simpsons where Russia flips a switch and the Soviet Union suddenly appears out of nowhere, the Berlin Wall shoots back up out of the ground, and a zombie Vladimir Lenin smashes out of his crypt, groaning about crushing capitalism. It may not be exactly like that, but according to Baba Vanga, and her alleged prediction is that at this point, communism will not just be back, it will take over the entire planet.
I believe it.
Okay. By 2076. Oh. 2076. In 2130, we're just going to skip ahead a little bit. Humanity will, at this point, supposedly make contact with aliens.
Wait, what year was that?
2130. Okay, so about 100 years, a little over 100 years from now.
Not soon enough.
2170, climate change is going to get worse.
Okay.
Does anybody care that far down the road? Whatever.
Whatever.
I mean, it's already so bad that Las Vegas just melted yesterday.
It did.
Yeah, it just melted.
Yeah,
there's not a thing left in Las Vegas now.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it just melted down.
All those sports teams that relocated there. Sucks to be you.
Yeah, bad
Poor
idea.
Planning.
Bad idea.
Wow.
And look, has it been hot? Yeah, in some places. Here in Dallas, what was the high yesterday? 82?
Right now it's 71.
70? That never, again.
I mean, granted,
virtually never happens.
I do, and I feel badly for the people around Houston and along the coast. I think there are 10 deaths so far reported from Hurricane Beryl. But when you are inland like we are, and you just get the outskirts of a hurricane, that is
makes for nice weather
scenario.
Yeah,
you get your lawn watered, you get a break from the summer heat, and cloudy and nice and breezy.
It's cold,
71.
And yesterday, seriously, it was a beautiful day yesterday. So nice here. Yeah, sorry, Houston. It's just, God, I feel bad for those people. They go through it so often.
Just by being in Houston.
Yep. I mean, over and over and over. It started almost the minute we got there, Keith, with Tropical Storm Allison, which caused what? I forget what the number was. Was it $20 billion worth of damage?
Yes.
And a serious loss of life. I think 26 or 28 people died.
38
drowned.
Inches of rain at the nearest weather station to my apartment from that storm.
And then we went through Hurricane Ike, Rita, hammered over and over again. In 2017, what was the name of that?
Harvey.
Hurricane? Harvey. Jeez. Devastated Houston. Then they got hit again with flooding last year. Then they're hit again now. I just over and over and over hate that for them.
Why would you put a town there?
I don't know.
There you go.
I don't.
It's time to move. Yeah, Pat wants to go
The
back
Allen
to
brothers, they might want to go back in time and stop somewhere else. I don't know.
Houston should not go down there.
You know what Houston should be? Houston should be the equivalent of an oil rig out on the ocean. You just send oil refinery workers to Houston to take care of the stuff along the coast of the refineries, and then they
go
do
back home.
Different shifts, of who gets to go to Houston for the next 2 months.
I mean, how do you go there in like, I don't know, the 1840s or whatever, and say, the mosquitoes, the flies, the swampland.
Preach!
Beautiful. The heat, the humidity, no air conditioning.
Perfect.
This is the perfect spot.
Yeah.
We're staying.
I mean, you're singing my tune,
know,
brother.
right?
And think about this. The things that you love about Houston, correct me if I'm wrong here, great health care. I mean, right? Some of the greatest stuff, right? The restaurants are fabulous.
Fantastic.
Am I right? And you love the people. Am
Love
I right?
'em.
Yeah,
Yep.
none of those things were there when they made the city
I know.
200 years ago.
I know. I don't know how you do it. Seriously. That's the dumbest move of all time.
That may be the dumbest move
It
of
might
all
be.
time.
It might be. This is the perfect spot.
I mean, hold on. You made me think of Brigham Young. This is the place. Well, yeah, it's beautiful.
In the
You got
mountains and stuff. Yeah.
You're in the middle of the Rocky Mountains. This is the place. Nobody said that when they rolled into Houston. They were like,
Nope.
all right. This is the place. Yes.
Nope. Crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
But you love it.
But I love it.
Do you still want to go back to Houston?
But I love it. Yeah, it's great.
The man's loyal. Okay.
All right. Let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. You really need a good realtor. We just realized that, and fortunately did this in our lives. And man, did it make a difference. I've said already, she saved us a ton of money because we were going to do a lot more than we did. She said, nope, just do this. Just swap out the countertops and the carpet. We'll call it good. We'll sell it that way. You won't get your money back if you do all the rest of it. And we did, and we got full asking price. I mean, it was amazing. Sold it in a week. Now, I can't guarantee that that's going to happen with everybody, but these are great realtors. You need somebody that you can trust, somebody you rely on, somebody who's got a track record, somebody who knows the market. One of the other cool things she did was she scheduled 4 different families, staggered 15 minutes apart.
That's awesome.
Genius.
So they saw each other coming and going, and we're like, uh-oh, we better get on the stick.
So good. That is
Brilliant.
That is genius.
Yeah.
Now, have you talked to a realtor about your homelessness problem? Because
No, she also found us a place.
she did.
Yeah.
So you're not homeless.
Yeah, we just signed it yesterday. So.
Well, congrats.
Yeah, thank you. So anyway, Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed. We'll be right back after this.
Got some tweets here. Missy Bingaman tweets that Biden is taking a cognitive test every day by running the world. Then the results speak for themselves. We are in deep doo-doo. Mm-hmm. True. Lutheran housewife. How many specialists does Jeffy see when he gets his annual checkup for the Blaze? All of them.
Look, we're just not allowed to discuss that here.
Yeah, privacy and security issues.
Because doctors don't want to know they're associated with Jeffy.
Now that one is
that
for
one
sure.
is
the doctors
true.
are like, please don't say.
Yeah.
Do not.
Peekapool, the deep fake, cheap fake Pokemon. Guys,
Wow.
guys, doesn't KJP know not to use gendered language?
Ooh, yeah. Good point.
Oh, wow.
Busted.
Oh. Yeah. That is a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
That pisses me off.
Oh, no.
Just now?
Yeah.
Wow, so he's really
I'm pissed.
Point of personal privilege?
Right. Yes. Yeah. Go ahead. Make your point.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Right. Thank you. Wow. Then, of course, there's...
First of all, James Jackson, Sacramento,
him. What? James, go ahead.
Just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload.
Sure.
There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus.
Right.
Please, can we just... I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
I love that.
I would love to check on James.
Actually,
no.
You know what? I had a customer service conversation just like that yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently my language was causing the gentleman on the other end to not be able to concentrate.
Oh, no.
That's what he told me.
Oh,
Were you using big boy language? Because we know you use big boy language.
Well, I mean, it was well-deserved.
No.
It was well-deserved. This particular company earned it.
Did they not take the watermelon back?
He didn't like it.
What business was it?
It was a bank.
A bank.
It was a bank.
Okay.
And they were screwing up transfers.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That's not good.
Are you sure?
I'd be pissed.
I'm quite sure.
I'd be pissed.
And I was very angry.
I don't blame
I'm
you.
sorry. The language, I'm not able to concentrate with you using that kind of language.
All right. Well, you know what? You should go home then. Okay? You should go home if you can't handle it.
I wish it was
Put on your big boy pants or go home. How about that?
Did you go Karen on them and ask for a manager?
Oh, I said you better elevate this
stuff
right now.
No, you? Right. That's surprising.
I was not
Shocking.
happy, and I had cause.
That is shocking. Let's see. Flensburg B. Speaking of Houston, stop building cities on floodplains.
I know.
Not difficult.
That's what they did with Houston. They poured concrete over a swamp and called it done.
Right. Yep.
Oh, and I want to point out in the live chat at blazetv.com, CGI Joe pointed out, I mean, Houston, you gave us Sheila Jackson Lee.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, that was my representative for a
So
couple
bad.
years there in the 3rd Ward. What?
Ooh, so bad.
It was a rough time, bro.
You know what I realized? We got to finish off the timeline from Baba Vanga because it's.
The world is ending. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, because you need to know some things so that you can prepare for these things.
But it doesn't matter. We end next year.
Well, we start.
we start
to
in.
end.
we start
Pay
to end.
attention.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do a few things.
3,000 years to suffer after that.
Yeah, it's a 3,000-year downfall. So we'll get into that coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, we got to get back. You know what? There's more on this timeline.
Oh.
To the end of humanity.
Countdown to destruction.
From the blind Bulgarian soothsayer, Baba Vanga.
Should I read into that? It felt like you weren't taking Baba Vanga seriously.
Oh,
the way you
no.
Okay.
I mean, no.
Making sure.
I mean, she's dead now. She's been dead for almost 30 years. But
I'm surprised you didn't see that coming.
I know, right? And be able to prevent it.
Thank you.
But her predictions live on. Now, next year, the end of the world begins.
Okay.
But it takes a while.
I feel like it's already started.
Over 3,000 years. But in 2025, there's some inciting incident that kicks off in Europe. We don't know what it is, but...
What is playing?
I don't know.
I hear audio. Don't you hear audio?
Yes, I do hear audio. We've got audio coming into our... there's something playing from the past. We get it?
Think we're good now?
I think we got it.
Okay. I closed my laptop. Nothing's playing over here.
So in 2028, humanity needs more energy to do this. We go to Venus and get the energy. Now that seems unlikely because you can't survive there, but don't let that bother you. In 2033, climate change is very dangerous, should not be understated. But supposedly Baba Vanga predicted that at this point the polar ice caps will completely melt, sea levels rise. Okay, so that's going to be a problem. In 2076, we get a rise of communism again, and it takes over the whole world.
I got news for you.
Yeah, it's already happening.
We outpaced you, Baba.
Right. We skip ahead to the next century. We're into 2130 now. Humanity will at that point supposedly make contact with aliens. Mm-hmm. In 2170, climate change is going to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And at that point, a drought is going to spread across the world. Not good. Then we're really skipping ahead a bit. 3005.
Wow. I mean, I feel like...
So we're skipping 900 years right there.
Have the Falcons won the Super Bowl?
No,
in this
they have not. Not at all. Perhaps it's due to human colonization, or maybe it's aliens, but at this point there will supposedly already have been some kind of civilization on Mars, and they will fight a war with Earth. That doesn't seem optimal to me.
No.
War with Mars, I think we should probably avoid if we can. In 3797, due to a number of reasons, the Earth will supposedly no longer be able to support life. Humans will allegedly leave their homeworld, which of course is Earth, at this point and move on to parts unknown. And then in 5079, that's it, the end, the grand finale.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit vague as to how that all happens, but with the Earth being uninhabitable in 3797, seems like
a couple thousand years of
what we were languishing on some other planet before we finally die.
So the magic year is 5097.
5079.
5079. Okay, my calendar doesn't
5079.
Get there.
Yeah, we don't know if it goes out with a bang or a whimper. Is there a great epic battle with Mars, or what is the incident? Are we killed off by monkeypox at that point? Bird flu? Who knows? I don't know. Are there going to be birds where we live? Because we won't be on the planet anymore. So
that's fair.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. But some real serious problems lie ahead for us. You just might want to prepare yourself.
But
I'm
not going to be around for that nonsense.
By 5079, you plan to be gone by then?
I'm going to play the odds.
If you eat right and exercise, who knows?
So again, I'm going to play the odds, and I won't be around for.
All right.
All you have to do is take some balance of nature.
Right. Balance of nature, some Geritol.
Is that a claim?
Twice a day.
Is that a new claim?
No, it's not a claim that you will live to 5079.
You can eat right by taking some balance of nature.
Right. That's true. Also, John Kirby was at the White House, which is still habited by these people, unfortunately. I wish that they would vacate the premises, but they don't seem to be willing to do that. And he was there for a White House briefing.
Yeah, right before KJP got started. He got to answer. I don't understand this. What is he saying on this clip, Chris, where he's like, this is the... is this the big boy comment or whatever? Big boy press conference. It's just a weird choice of words here by Kirby.
Okay.
After that, the president will hold a press conference. I guess a big boy press conference is what we're calling it, and take some questions from y'all.
What?
That's an odd way to...
I send that because I was thinking even John Kirby thinks that this is all a funny thing. Like, oh, he's going to do a big boy conference.
So it's almost like he used behind-the-scenes verbiage where they make fun of Joe.
Make fun of Joe, and then he just slipped out, and it's like, oh, yeah, he's going to do a big boy comment.
Yeah. Okay. And then he says the debate doesn't reflect Joe Biden. Huh. Okay.
Have you, in your meetings with him, ever seen him...
Pause it for a second. Like, you already know. You don't even have to ask this question, right?
Have you ever seen him lose his train of thought
or stumble or mumble? Yes. Every single day, multiple times. You think that it would ever be admitted? No. Let's hear it. Let's hear the lie coming out of his stupid face.
Here, similarly to the way he did on debate night.
Look, I'm a spokesman.
Look,
a lot of meetings with him.
I am. And the last thing I'm going to do is sit here and talk about every meeting I've had with the president. What I can tell you is...
here we go.
What
I saw
he can tell you
in that debate is not reflective of the man and the leader, the commander-in-chief, that I have spent many, many hours with over the last 2.5 years in terms of the specificity of the way he probes, the questions he asks.
He's probing.
Just this morning.
Yeah. Just this morning. He
was asking me questions about the situation on the European continent that I couldn't answer, and I told him I had to get back to him.
Wow, really?
I got to know what those questions
That says
were.
more about you, John, than it does about
But what were those
Joe
questions?
Biden.
Come on. Like,
So, John, France.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. President. I'm sorry, what was the question, sir?
Where is that?
Well, I can't answer that.
Can't answer that?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a curveball.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Boy, you are
That's
sharp
a
as
hard
that
one.
tack.
Yeah, right? I mean, how can you haven't seen that? Because we have.
You're right.
We have seen it almost every day of his presidency.
And we're not in meetings every day like you.
That's just so ridiculous.
These people are the worst.
Then he was asked about European leaders.
Oh.
I mean, there have been stories in multiple outlets on both sides of the Atlantic over the last several days with questions from European leaders about the president's capacity to lead the United States. Are you just denying that?
I'm not aware of any such conversations that have been had, certainly none with us and here at the White House and with our staff. We're looking forward to it.
That's because they talk behind our backs now. Oh, so that NATO thing is Thursday or Friday? I forget which one. But it's going to be...
Won't that be interesting?
A joy.
Yeah, you know it is. Let me take a minute, tell you about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. It's the best-selling Eden Pure air purifier. It uses proven oxy technology that quickly destroys viruses, odors, mold, and a lot more, too. With thousands of five-star reviews, you know it works. Any smell just vanishes in just a few seconds with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. You just plug it in and turn it on. It is so easy. Gets rid of trash can odor, pet odors, anything you need to eliminate. It sends out the O3 molecules, which seek out and destroy odors. And they even go behind and under furniture. I mean, nothing can hide from the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. Best of all, there's no filters to buy over and over again, nothing to replace. So it saves you money. It saves you hassle. It's just, they're awesome. Get several at a time. Right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. You get 3 units for under $200. Put them in your basement, your bedroom, your bathroom, your family room, the kitchen, wherever you need fresh, clean-smelling air. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use the discount code PAT3, and you'll save $200. That's Eden, E-D-E-N, EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code PAT3.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Dr. Jill Biden was as fiery as ever yesterday. She's out there campaigning for Joe, of course, and she's just brilliant. And she's a doctor.
Thank you.
Of course.
Don't gloss over that, man.
So I'm surprised she wasn't in surgery or something yesterday treating patients, but she found time to go out on the campaign trail. Here she is.
Joe has made it clear that he's all in. That's the decision that he's made. And just as he has always supported my career, I am all in too.
Oh.
Yay.
She's hideous.
She is, man.
Gosh, I can't stand her.
So say it with me.
All right.
Say Broadway. The future is ours. Thank you.
Right. Yeah.
Her voice is still as agonizing.
Obnoxious.
Why is that? Why is the leftist wives are so screechy
I don't know. I don't know.
My goodness.
So bad.
It pierces you.
Yeah, it does. She says Joe's a great commander-in-chief, too.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
You deserve a commander-in-chief who serves with integrity and wisdom and character. And that's my husband, Joe Biden.
Bungles withdrawals from like Afghanistan and gets soldiers killed. It doesn't know where he is most of the time and can't even exit a stage. That's the commander-in-chief and calls our troops stupid. Dull.
And we have
bastards.
Audio. And we have audio.
And we have the audio to back that up. That's not something you can deny. He did that. We've played it for you many times.
And then checks his watch on the
yeah. 3 times during a ceremony for fallen soldiers who come back from Afghanistan.
Oh,
no, that's not the commander-in-chief we deserve. No. I mean, Trump should be out there talking about that. I mean, we've got proof of that. There's proof of it. He keeps lying about what Trump supposedly said during the D-Day commemorations a few years ago. We actually have proof of Biden saying the things he said. Big difference.
How about a banner ad that the Trump campaign peppers all over the internet that just shows Joe Biden on the tarmac checking his watch with the caption,
that'd be great.
It's time to go, Joe.
Yeah.
Because then you have covered his
like that.
time to exit the presidency, and you remind people of that terrible moment, that inexcusable moment.
Right. That's a good idea.
All right, so there you
like
go,
it.
Trump campaign. Go for it.
Free to them?
Well, let me think on this one.
All right.
Yeah, of course it's free.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Then Jill got upset with a reporter.
This is fun.
Do you have any message to House Democrats who are calling for your husband to drop out of the race?
You have a message to House Democrats calling for your husband
How
to drop out.
are you feeling about the state of the race? All right, ladies.
Why are you screaming at me? You know me. Don't scream at me. Just let me talk.
You weren't talking. What is she? Talk about being defensive, man.
Yeah.
They're feeling the heat.
They sure are.
The West Wing is feeling it.
And it should get worse before it gets better because they're insisting they're in it to win it. They're in it to stay. Nobody wants you there. Nobody wants you. Well, Whoopi Goldberg, she does. She wants them.
What is this clip?
She's still on board with Joe, no matter what.
I have not heard this. Chris sent this in. I'm very nervous.
Get ready. She's in.
Okay.
I'm just going to add my 2 cents because I wasn't here on the day that y'all talked about it. I don't care if he's pooped his pants. I don't care if he can't put a sentence together.
Wow.
Really?
Show me he can't do the job.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, okay, maybe it's time to go. Now, he had a bad night the first time that he went out and debated with Kamala Harris. And everybody wanted him to quit then, say you can't talk to women like this, or you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. He came back, said, you know what, I got it, and gave 4 years. So, yeah. I have poopy days all the time.
Wait, what is happening?
I step in so much poo you can't even imagine.
Okay, I didn't know where she was going with this.
Now, I'm not running the world, but I don't know anybody who doesn't step in stuff at some point. So I'm just simply saying, there are 2 debates. And if he can't do what he needs to do for the second debate, I'll join any crew that says get rid of him. But loyalty to me, if you are doing the job, I might not like everything you're doing. I don't like it all. But I'm going to stand behind you like those guys stand behind the guy who should have been the person people were talking about saying, yeah, Biden had a bad day, but this guy couldn't tell the truth if it split his lip.
I'm so tired of that.
But nobody said that, but Anna said that, I believe, or something.
Okay,
she's not
shut her
quite
up. Did she just confirm, though, that Biden poops his pants?
That's what I'm getting from that.
That's what I'm getting.
That's what I got from it. She confirmed
And
that
she poops her
Joe
pants.
Biden poops his pants.
And she has poopy days, too.
Yes. Okay. I mean, the Biden lies. He lied immediately. He lied about the Border Patrol endorsing him right at the beginning of the debate. And it was debunked right after he said it by the Border Patrol president, who tweeted out that, no, we never have, we never will endorse Joe Biden. Okay, he lied about what Trump said on D-Day. He lied over and over and over again. God, don't you? It's really aggravating.
Yeah. What's the Stephen Colbert thing? Do we want to play that here? I mean, it's kind of long, but I haven't heard this.
Yes, because this applies what we did yesterday with Joe Scarborough.
Is it the opposite take? Of,
this is kind of like the same
Whoopi?
Evolution of he supported President Biden, but now
okay, let's see.
Not so much.
Let's see what happens.
All right.
Now, before we get into the jokes, and they are jokes.
I bet they're funny. I bet they're
I want
funny.
to be clear from the very beginning what I think about Joe Biden.
Okay.
Little help?
I think President Biden has been an amazing president.
I'm one who believes Joe Biden has been a really fine president.
I'm convinced that Joe Biden has been a successful president.
Joe Biden has been a great president.
Yes.
No.
That. So, ditto. So, should he stay? Should he go? Who am I to recommend? I don't know what's going on in Joe Biden's mind. Something I apparently have in common with Joe Biden. The debate was 11 days ago, and everyone's still talking about it. And it's a shame because Joe Biden is a great president. And in the debate, yes, he's a great president.
No, he's not. What has he done that's great?
And in that debate 11 days ago, Trump proved once again that he is demonstrably a monster. He is a demonster. And keep in mind, Joe called for this debate. It's the earliest they've ever had a presidential debate. And going into it, all Joe had to do was allay people's fears that he was too old. But instead, Biden's shakiness allowed Trump to get away with 90 minutes of lies, racism, and weird golf brags, which is why a lot of people are saying this was the worst debate performance of all time. But I don't think that's fair. I think that Biden debated as well as Abraham Lincoln. If you dug him up right now.
I mean,
okay.
It got a little laugh from him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be
weird.
Boy, it took 2 minutes to get to that punchline.
Sure
though.
did. But but Trump lied for 90 minutes the entire time.
And racism and stuff, and golf brags.
And what racism was there? And what good thing has Joe Biden done? Name one good thing he's done in office. We've got out of control inflation. We've got an out of control border situation. We've got out of control spending. And a lot of it is going to foreign countries for wars that we shouldn't be involved in. He can't make up his mind on Israel. First he supports them, then he tells them not to do things, then he doesn't want them to go into certain areas that they believe they need to go into to finish this thing. And then he prevents them from doing it. Then he's the best friend Israel ever had. Then he's embarrassed by Israel. Come on. The guy is a terrible president. The worst president we have ever had in the history of this nation. I mean, Jake Tapper is even, I think, a little bit upset with Joe Biden. Listen to him responding to Biden's radio interviews.
Before the president did that, he called into a couple of black radio stations where he said, among other things, this.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with black president.
Wow, Jake pulling this one out.
The first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America.
He's proud to be the first black woman.
Wow, Jake.
How about that?
Not coherent. And even then, we later found out, from the radio host, that the Biden campaign had given her a list of questions to ask President Biden.
Right.
That is a huge no-no in journalism, and the host was fired for it. But it remains quite telling that in the Biden campaign's efforts to show that the president has not missed a step,
thank you,
his campaign felt the need to feed questions to the hosts for a call-in radio interview.
Thank you.
And the president still, even then, failed to deliver in many of his answers.
Yes! Yes.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome back, Jake. That's great. Now, he hates Trump, so he's not going to be objective when it comes to Donald Trump.
But see, Jake isn't saying, hey, we got to defeat Donald Trump.
No.
He's making the point that America can't have this as our president.
Right.
Stop.
And he even made the point with the president calling himself the vice president and the first black woman vice president.
I can't believe he pulled that one out.
That's great. That is great. And here he is with Sanjay Gupta.
Okay.
What was your reaction to the debate? What did you think as a doctor?
Well, there was concern, I think, from the go, frankly. First question you asked, I think right away when I watched if it were my dad, there was cause for concern. Stumbling of speech, sort of confused rambling at times. Yeah. And then also motor symptoms, lack of expression in the face. None of those things are diagnostic of anything. I just want to be clear about that. Okay. But in aggregate, they are flags. And I think anybody, and unanimously from the medical professionals I've heard, they would advocate for testing based on what they saw at that debate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How about that honesty from CNN? Thank you. Refreshing.
They want Trump to win.
That's amazing. Yeah, well, they might.
Helps
That's
their
true.
ratings.
It sure does.
Yep. But
it makes a big difference.
But
for
they're
them.
right. I mean, that analysis from both of them was correct.
Absolutely.
But have you seen, we referenced yesterday, the Axios stuff. Remember the documents that they got from behind the scenes of the White House?
Yeah.
Showing where the toddler needs to stand?
Mm-hmm. Here, we do have the...
Yes, look at this.
There it is. Okay, so...
This is where you're going to walk.
Walk to podium.
Are you for real?
That's really
Those are
something.
given to the President of the United States before he enters a room. Walk to podium.
But he can do the job. Hey, Whoopi Goldberg doesn't care if he's pooping his pants as he walks to the podium. Can he do his job?
What's the quote there in that Axios story about the person who was putting together some intimate gathering, and they were like, you would have thought it was a NATO conference.
I staffed a simple fundraiser at a private residence, but they treated it like it was a NATO summit with his movements.
Oh, God.
Wow.
That's pathetic, man.
Jeez.
I mean, that whole article goes to talk about how he has a teleprompter at fundraisers.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a literal toddler for these people to corral. Ugh.
It tells you about his cognitive abilities. It tells you everything you need to know. Wow. All right, well, it's fun. This is why we're headed downhill toward the extinction of humanity by 5079. So just know that.
Boy, CNN is full tilt right now. Dr. Gupta is on their morning show talking about, it's weight loss. I thought it was about Biden.
Oh,
okay. Never mind.
Never mind.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.